Sri Professor Milind Joshi ji, Srimati Umatai Kulkarni ji, Sri Anil Mehta ji, and Sri Akhil Mehta ji. In the beginning of this function, we have paid our respects to two important personalities of literature, Marathi literature. One, Virupaksh Kulkarni, and another, Mehta ji, who
Sunil Mehta.
Sunil Mehta ji, who left almost in the same period. Now it is our duty to increase our effort for the growth of literature. That is the only way we can respect them. I remember what happened in Karnataka in the beginning of the 19th century, the previous century. There were a number of writers, literary writers, and really genius writers. At that time, writers like Bendre and writers like Maste and Karanth and Coimpo and some others also. Now at that time there was paucity of publishers, and they were writing and they were not getting good publishers, and then they would somehow publish one or two books, and later on they would lose their enthusiasm to write. Now at that time there was a leading advocate of Karnataka High Court. His name was Nittur Srinivas Rao, who later became the Chief Justice of Karnataka High Court. Now he started a publication. He was having good practice as a lawyer. In the evening, he would come to his publication office and attend to it, and he asked his son to work there. His son was an engineer who was vice president of Kirloskar, Bangalore Kirloskar. He asked his son, you devote at least 3 hours here and run this publication. And he ran it for nearly 20 years. And later on, he just closed it because he said there is no need later on. I asked Sri Srinivas Rao, why did you start this, sacrificing your flourishing practice? Then he said, there were writers, but there were no publishers. And because there were no publishers, the enthusiasm of writers was declining. And I wanted to contribute to the growth of Kannada literature, but I don't have the capacity to create literature. But I thought there, by starting a publication, I contribute to the growth of literature. So this shows the importance of good publishers. Now, I have observed the situations in different languages of India. What about the growth of literature and the condition of publishers? Wherever there are good publishers, not one, there must be number of publishers. Good publishers, there are more number of literary creations. And where there are no good publishers or where there are no publishers, you don't find writers, good writers. There are some languages where the publisher will not give any money to any writers. They say, we publish and we give you 10 copies, that is all. That is all. That is their business. Now, that shows the contribution of this Mehata publications for the growth of Marathi language. Yes, they are good business people. Yes, good business is the real service, not only in publications, but in any industry. Good business is necessary for the country. Now, in the same way, the contribution of a person like Srimati Uma Kulkarni, I need not explain it to you because all of you know her contributions. Now about this novel, Grihabandh, for those who have read my autobiography, Mehata Bhairappa. How many of you have read it? Raise your hands. Yes, you have read it. All of you have read it. You know, after you read this novel, this Grihabandh, you will understand the relationship between my autobiography and this novel. I wanted to write this novel when I was studying in first year BA class.
Oh.
I wrote about 10 pages and later on I could not proceed further. Then I abandoned it. And after 4 years again I tried. I wrote for 20 pages. I could not proceed. Even though I knew all the details, because most of the details here in this novel are real facts which took place in my family and in my village. There are facts. I knew the facts, but I could not write it. What was the reason? I could not understand it at that stage. And later on, I wrote about 5 to 6 novels like Vamsharuksha, And then Tabbali Nina de Magane
Parka.
And then some five or six novels I wrote. And I had mastered the technique of writing. Not merely technique of writing. What should I write? Should I write the actual facts or should I write imagination? What is the role of imagination? What is the proportion of imagination? And what is the proportion of the facts? And I realized that mere facts will not create literature. Yes, we make use of facts, but what becomes literature is the creation out of the facts. Facts may give us the starting point, but later on, what develops as literature is imagination. I realized it after I wrote 4 or 5 novels, and then I picked it up.
I will hold, sir, don't worry.
So, this novel arose.
Yes.
This novel is the product of my realization of how a literary work is created. So, it is a very important novel from that point of view. Now, I wrote it, I published it, and it became so impressive that National Book Trust selected this to publish this novel, to translate this novel in all Indian languages under the scheme Adan Pradhan. It's already published in all Indian languages. But they have a definite pattern of doing work. First they translate it into Hindi, and then they give Hindi to all other Indian languages and ask them to translate from Hindi to different regional languages like Gujarati, then Bengali, etc., etc. And they believe that they have done a perfect job. Now, what happened was, it was also translated into Marathi several years ago through Hindi. But Marathi readers who had read it said, it is a useless novel. and then, by then, my other novels have appeared in Marathi, and then they said that these Bhairappa's novels are so fine, translated by Umaji, and why is it that this is such a useless novel? Is it because Bhairappa has written a useless novel? So that was the impression. And then Umaji read it, and Virupaksha read it, and Virupaksha said, it must be translated into Marathi straight from Kannada. We must take it up. And then they asked me, you give permission to translate into from Kannada to Marathi. But the right was with NBT, National Book Trust. Then I wrote a letter to them, please permit me. And they said, we will reprint it. Reprint what? The same thing. same thing. Then I issued them a notice saying this novel is dead as long as as far as Marathi is concerned. I do not know other languages, so I am giving you notice that I am giving it to a private translator who can translate from Kannada to Marathi, and I will give it to a private publisher. No reply. Then I sent a registered letter, and at last, and I made a dirty telephone call to them, and then they gave the permission. And now we live here. No, this is the story of how it came here. It was translated. No. The very important thing